Hi there, I hope you have a lovely day. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna. So today I have my Pan That Palette update. This year's theme was actually Old Faithful, and yeah, you can see my little cat, or one of my cats is, no, you cannot see it, maybe you can hear them running around in the background because they need attention. They want attention, but I'm not giving them attention at this moment. So anyway, let's go back to the introduction. So this Pan That Palette theme, we choose in the Pandastic Ladies Collab Facebook group a theme every year, and then we look for the palette that we want to include into this project. And yeah, and I combined it with the Better Together project pen. This was a project introduced by Paula, also in the group, but it didn't win. I think 1 or 2 rounds before it didn't win, but people started to doing it, and I also, started to do it because it means I can work on 2 palettes at least, focused on, strategically on 2 palettes. So, yeah, but the overall Pan That Palette project theme was created by Amber F. And yeah, premise, you pick one palette and you start working on it. You hit pan or you finish the shades in it. It's 1 year long project, so it starts January 1st and it goes until the end of the year. So let me get started with my palette so that I can show you which ones I'm currently using. So this little guy is for my Old Faithful palette, and this one is the Better Together, the palette. And I also included one face palette into this project. So now let me show you. I'm previewing, by the way, because I will be out actually during the time when the update is supposed to be going up. So that's why it's like I am 1 week, ahead, or have less usage on it, but still I think I have a lot of usage in comparison to the last month's pictures. So if you want to see them, I post them on my community tab every time I post the pictures, and you can compare them. And this is what the palette is looking like now. So do you see here? So this is Baked Cowboy. The pen got definitely bigger, and I'm working on this little corner here actually, to finish it up completely. So that's one thing. Then you can also see here in the shade, I need to brush it off a little bit with my finger so you can see there's a lot of dustiness in that sense. It's Tornado. No, Bordello, sorry. Bordello. I finished as well a lot. And I'm also working on the shade Tornado, which is next to it, And I'm also working on the black eyeshadow. It's called Blackout. I'm also using it to kind of smudge out my eyeliner. And I'm also working on Sin, actually, as a kind of brow bone highlight. I have to be careful because my cat is now running under the camera because Mr. is very curious. So if you want to see him, that's Dexter, 6 months old, very agile cat. Yes, yes. So, yeah, I actually need to get out of the room of my bedroom, or else he's going to jump everywhere because he thinks it's now the right opportunity to do that. Yeah, cats, autistic children, by the way. So, yeah, you can see I'm working on right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades out of 12. So, quite happy with the progress that I did. Of course, next month's progress is definitely to finish this one, and also to hit here baby bottom pan, or the edges, bottom edges, and then go on from there. So yeah, working on it. Then my Better Together palette, it's a Forever Dynamic Animal Ego palette. I tried to find it, actually it's, I think, discontinued already, because Makeup Revolution, they are pumping out a lot of palettes quite quickly, and you have to be quick. Sometimes you are lucky you get one good palette, but then it's already discontinued, or they launch a new line, etc, etc. So yeah, fast, it's like fast fashion, it's fast makeup in that sense, in my opinion. So this is how the palette looks like right now. Maybe I hold it up like this way, it's better. So I said this palette, or this side here, is my quad that I'm currently using. And yeah, now you can see it better in the light. So you see here, this one is for blending out the eye primer or concealer that I have. and you can see quite, there is, the pan got bigger and bigger, and this one as well. You know, this is an overall shade that I use on my lid, so the pan got bigger as well, so there is no doubt about that. No, sorry, yes, no, this is for the darkening of the crease. I was a little bit confused right now. Darkening of the crease. This one is my overall eyelid shade, but do you see, it looks, there is a little bit of a dip going on, but it is, how can I say, the lightest shade or hue that you can get on your eyes. It's really like light brown pinkish tone. I'm a medium, you know, so medium olive tone. Maybe if you're very very pale, you might see it immediately on your eyes, but I really need to look closely and see it actually. So then this is my outer V shade that I use to darken it up. So if I hold it up like this, you see as well, there is a bigger dip going on. I mean, yeah, so it will take some time to get really kind of movement in this one. If I hold it up like this, you see, you know, without the finger, yeah. I mean, this one will go very very slowly. This one maybe it will go quicker, but definitely these two bottom shades from this point, you know, two bottom shades, they are going kind of fast. So once this one, let's say, is gone, I will work on this one. So this is also on top of it is, or on the bottom is the original shadow that was in this pan, but also on top of it is, I think, the Jeffree Star's Blue Blood palette, something that I repressed on top of it, just, you know, because just to have this color as a kind of blending out shade in this palette. So yeah, that's, you know, my progress in that sense. It's going steady. I mean, I'm quite happy to work on these you know, two palettes. And weight wise, do I can measure if there is a weight difference? I don't think so yet, but I can see, of course, visually you also see it, there is movements, you know, there is something happening. So the next palette, let's do it like this, is this sleek Face Form Contouring and Blush Palette in Light Free 7-3. So if you want to see in proper lighting, right now my light here is not good in the bedroom, I admit that, but if you want to see actually the pictures, you will see how they look, and I will also try to make sure that I take the pictures in proper natural daylight. So you know, so this is the palette, and do you see, so this is my contouring bronzing shade, and as you can see, I'm working along or brushing or using the brush along the hard pan, and you can see there is a bigger dip going on, definitely, for sure. I have not scratched off the hard pan because it's quite a big surface or area that it covers, so, but I'm working along it, and you can see right now, yeah, you can see there is a bigger shade or shadow, you know, so grade going on for sure. This one I neglected, the highlighter shade I neglected a little bit because I'm using this the shade Sin as a brow bone highlight, and I'm not using any highlight on my face right now at this moment. Maybe I will do it, I will start to do it, but for now I have not done it. But still, yeah, there is a little bit of movements or you know, disturbances on the surface of this shade. Now the other one is this blush shade, and it is not a matte shade, so forget about that. If you buy this one, this one is not a matte blush, it is a golden peachy purple shade, but on my skin tone I have a feeling it disappears quickly. So you know, I mean, if I just use it by itself, you know, I just make swatches and so on, I can just, you know, blend it away, it's gone. But and it leaves a nice shine to it, you know, that's for sure. But I'm using it now quite religiously since I introduced it into the project, and you can see it's not budging at all. It looks like I have not used it at all. So I mean, I could try to, you know, make it, you know, more prominent or use more and so on, but then I don't want to be like constantly reapplying it, or constantly, I have to be careful with the mirror here, you know, use it up like that. But yeah, still happy to work on these on this face palette. You know, it's, yeah, how many grams is it? It's 20 grams. So at least, you know, if I finish, I mean, the contour shade, you know, So 20 grams divided by 3 is a 6.7 something ish grams each of these. No, 8. Sorry, 8. Yeah. No, not 8. 6. 6 is correct. 3 times 6 is 18. And then if I assume it's 0.7 grams times 3, it's 2.1. So yeah, it's almost 6.7 grams in each of these pans. So quite a lot, but it is what it is. So enough math for you now. I hope you enjoyed this little update. I see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.